Athletes. Can't bend down. Good afternoon, my friends. It is Monday, the 15th of July. Just drinking my little peppermint tea. It is a very gloomy, rainy Monday. Not fun, but I also kind of love it a little bit. I love being like home and cozy when it's raining outside. We were up very early today to watch England in the Euro finals. Not the result we were hoping for, but very proud. I feel like they played a lot better than I anticipated, and we did a lot better than I anticipated. So it was still fun to get up and watch, but it was 5 a.m. Australia time on a Monday. So we were up super early this morning, watched that. Then I went back to sleep for like half an hour just because I could not keep my eyes open, and that really helped. But I wanted to start this vlog and introduce it because, as you will have seen from the title, which is crazy because by the time you're watching this, I've already done it. But I am running my half marathon this week, which is very, very exciting and a little bit scary. I'm also feeling excited at the moment, which is a really nice place to be. I feel confident in my abilities. I know I can do it. And I think now it's just a case of doing it at like a pace that I feel is challenging, but doable to me. We're also running for a cause. We're running for Prostate Cancer UK charity. And I've got a Just Giving page, so I'll pop the link in the bio if there's anyone watching this that would like to donate. I would really appreciate it. I'm gonna keep it open a little bit after the actual run as well, just so people can like donate and see that we've actually done it, you know? Chris is also running with me the same distance. Alex is gonna do the 10K. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun little day out, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's the main event of this week. So I've got a couple of little training runs to do. I'm at the point where we're tapering down now. So my long runs have all finished. I did a 10K on Friday. I've got a 5K, ideally today if the rain stops, maybe tomorrow, and then a 3.5K later this week. And then it's just a case of like recovering, stretching, prepping myself for the big day. Other than that, we are gonna try and have just quite a relaxed week. Got a couple of fun tasks I want to do. I'm gonna do a big clear out of my wardrobe, which I'm gonna film as a whole separate video because there's a lot that needs to be done. And I think that'll be quite satisfying, hopefully, for you to watch. So keep an eye out for that, hopefully coming soon. I also finished reading the Sarah J Maas Crescent City book. Which one is it? House of Flame and Shadow, which is the third book in the Crescent City series. It took me so long to read it, and I'm finally done. I finally pushed through. I definitely haven't been prioritizing reading as much recently, but it was also a huge book, and also it definitely wasn't my favorite. I think this isn't my favorite series of hers. I do really enjoy it, but it just takes me longer to get through, and I think that's a sign that it's not like my favorite one. All the previous series of hers I've read like after they've nearly all come out, so I've kind of been reading them like back to back to back, whereas this one I've been reading as they get released. Obviously it takes like over a year to write each one, so I've been reading them like at least a year apart. And when you're in this like deep fantasy world, there's so much to remember, so many little details, and it's easy to forget in between each book what's happened. So I think that's another reason why I haven't like consumed these as quickly. So yeah, there's just a lot that my brain's trying to catch up on. So intense, but I did really enjoy it. I'm done now, and I finally moved on to Powerful, which is a novella from the Powerless series, which I loved the first book, Powerless. Really loved that book, and I've been waiting for Reckless to come out, which is the second book, which has, I believe, just been released. So before I read that, I wanted to just read this little novella because I've heard really good things about it. I started it yesterday and I'm like a quarter of the way through already. It's like a nice, really quick read. And it's like basically the same timeline as the first book, but from different characters' perspectives, which is really interesting. And then in the second book, I believe we go back to the original characters, and it's like a continuation on that timeline from those characters. So I am loving it already. I'm speeding through it, which, as I said, is a really good sign. So yeah, if you haven't already and you like fantasy, I would definitely recommend the Powerless series. It is amazing and really interesting concept. So that's where I'm at reading wise and just life wise. Anyway, I must get back to work and finish my little peppermint tea. Check on with you tomorrow.
So now I have
Shut up, Gav. Hello friends, it is actually Wednesday today. I did actually film some clips yesterday. However, unfortunately I did have my camera on the wrong setting, which I have done before for like an entire Fashion Week vlog, which made it all unusable, which was One of the most annoying things ever. And then I did it again. I had the camera on the like time-lapsey setting for when I'm also filming a wardrobe clear out vlog as well at the same time as this. So I had it on that setting for part of that video. And then I forgot to change it and then filmed like loads of clips yesterday, basically all in slow motion / fast forward with no sound. So anyway, second time I've made the mistake, hopefully I won't do it again. So what did I say to you yesterday? Who knows? A quick recap. I went on a run after work yesterday with Chris and Moose. We ran 5k. We tried to do it at a faster pace for me, not really for Chris. It's probably a slower pace for him. So we did 5k at like a 5:20, 5:15 I think it was, pace, which is, yeah, pretty quick for me. And then all I have left this week running wise is a 3.5k, I think tomorrow morning. I'm gonna try and do that, we'll see. But that's exciting, and then no more running until the big day. So I'm just trying to really like recuperate, stretch as much as I can, rest my body as much as possible, which is really nice. And then I'm starting back up at my Pilates as of like Tuesday next week. So I'll give myself Monday to rest. And then I'm gonna be back to being a Pilates girly. So that's the running update. I also wanted to let you know that I have finished Powerful, which was the little novella I was reading as part of the Powerless series. And I loved it. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I did shed a tear at the end. So that was rough, but I kind of knew it was coming, and also did really enjoy it. And it was really nice to read a quick, easy, short book after reading that big, epic Sarah J Maas chunky boy. So that was really nice and refreshing to just whiz through a book. I have then downloaded Reckless, which is like the second official book in that series, even though it's the third one, if that makes sense. So we're back to the main character's point of view, continuing on the timeline from the first book. So I've got that, I'm a few chapters in, enjoying it so far. Keep you updated. That's my reading update. Just having a little late afternoon iced coffee, which is probably dangerous, but we don't have any actual plans for tonight, which is really nice. I'm kind of hoping I can convince Chris that we could do a food shop because we really need to do one. It's getting quite desperate now. Last night was a bit of a scramble together dinner, although it was actually really nice. So I'm hoping we do that tonight. I love doing a food shop. We're people that do like big food shops. We're not like grab a little something from the shop every day kind of people. Like we'll grab things when we need, but we are like every week or every other week, we'll do like a big food shop. And honestly, I enjoy it so much. That's really sad. I know, I just love food and I find it fun to try new things. And when you find new things at the supermarket that you want to try, it's like, oh, should we get it? A little sneaky treat. And just having a house full of food is just so fun. That's what I think we'll do tonight. We also have a couple of little bits of admin to do. We have to do some wedding planning at some point. We're really putting it off because it's so stressful and overwhelming. But there's a few things that we really need to get done, and we keep saying to each other, like, we need to do that. We really need to do that. Yeah, we really need to do that. Yeah, we do. And then we actually just don't do it. So hopefully we'll get a few of our tasks done tonight anyway, be a little bit productive, and also just relax a little bit and chill out. I've taken to playing Sims on the Xbox, which is an interesting experience, but I'm actually really enjoying it. So maybe I'll play some Sims later. But yeah, I wanted to catch up on the past 48 hours. That's what I've been up to. I think I'll be in the office tomorrow, and then we're gonna be going to pub quiz, which is just the highlight of the week, as we know. So I think we've come third 4 times in a row now, which is great. I'm not complaining, like we're placing every week, but I think we're getting over it now. We're ready. We need to push for a second or first. We've got to do it. We've got to push for the win, because every time we're so close and we have it in us, we just need to get there. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to go back to watching Gavin's vlog. It is his, like, organising his new home that he's just moved into. So he's building all of his library with his insane amount of books, and it's really relaxing and therapeutic to watch. Just nice to hear his voice. His YouTube name is Gavin Reads It All, for anyone that likes booktubers or just like little vloggy videos. He is amazing, love him. Good morning friends, happy Friday. Please ignore my hair, she's seen better days. Desperate need of a wash. I am just about to start work. I'm making myself some breakfast. And by making breakfast, I mean pouring a bowl of cereal. Not very exciting. Just been in my Sultana brand era for months now, and I just love it. Just kind of my hyperfixation breakfast at the moment, and I just want it every day. It's actually Brandon Sultana's because it's the Aldi knockoff, but it's stunning. We did quiz night last night, which was really fun. We came third again, which is kind of insane. We can't do any worse, we can't do any better. Like, don't get me wrong, there was quite a lot of teams, so to come in third still After like literally never winning a quiz in my life and then being third 5 weeks in a row, like I'm kind of happy with it and I'm kind of proud of it. But I think we're getting to the point now where we're like, come on, we've got to be able to push at least for second. Push a little bit higher. Anyway, yesterday was a really fun social day. I was in the office, saw some friends, and then yeah, I had the quiz. So it was a really lovely Thursday. And then today, working from home, I've just been to the shop and got all the ingredients for a lasagna and some garlic bread and a cookie mix because I couldn't be bothered to find a recipe and make it from scratch. So Friday night plans are looking insane. I also love Fridays because Thursdays a new episode of The Kardashians comes out and a new episode of The Boys comes out. But we can never watch it on Thursday because we're at quiz. So Friday is our like TV catch-up night, good food. My thought was also that we need to like carb load Saturday night for the run on Sunday. So I thought if I make a big lasagna tonight, we'll probably have like half tonight and then we have half for tomorrow for a carb load with garlic bread. So we're like double carb loading because we're athletes. I also forgot that I put a wash on before we went out last night. I'm so bad for putting on a wash and forgetting about it. So now I need to put it on another little rinse and a spin and then hand my washing out. I feel like once I've been in the office for a day, I appreciate working from home so much more and like being able to get some stuff done. So I'm gonna have a bit of a tidy round and make the apartment all nice today so that tonight we can just have the most chilled, lovely evening. Good morning guys, happy Saturday morning. It is officially Marathon Eve. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. That's okay, we're going to spend today kind of prepping a few bits of life admin and some jobs we need to do. So I'm starting the day by hydrating. I'm gonna try and drink as much water as I can today and just really hydrate myself. I wanna get some like electrolytes as well, I think, for before and after the run. Last night was really nice. I made my lasagna, it was delicious. It took probably like 3 hours all in all, so it's like quite a time-consuming dinner, but it's so good. And obviously now we have loads left for like today and tomorrow and whatever. And we watched The Boys, the season finale of The Boys, which was really good. Very chill Friday. I had an early night. I read some of my book as well. I'm smashing through it. I think I'm like over 30%, I think it says on my Kindle, through the book. So getting through it, really loving it. Chris wasn't feeling great yesterday. He came home from work a bit early with a headache and then he just felt like he was coming down with something all evening. So fingers crossed he feels a bit better this morning and we can hold that at bay until after he's done this run. I think the plan for this morning is to take Moosey Man out. I'm just going to clear up a little bit from last night and have a coffee, have some breakfast, and then I think we're going to go out with Moose and then we're going to go and run a few errands. We also wanted to look at getting some like art for the bedroom because at the moment the bedroom is just very plain. It's just like four white walls. It feels like a bit of a mental asylum in there. So we were thinking of going to a few op shops and seeing if we can find any cool like secondhand art that we can put up on the walls and just anything to make the room a little bit more homely and a bit more cozy. Obviously being in a rental we can't paint or anything, so it's all just very white and a bit clinical. So yeah, we wanted to make the place feel a little bit more like home. And yeah, a few little bits and bobs like that, a few little tasks. So we're just having a bit of a slow morning. What time is it? It is 10 to 9, so we've had a nice good sleep, nice little lie in. So my marathon prep today is gonna consist of hydrating, stretching. I need a good old stretch and like a foam roll, and then also food. We're actually going to watch Melbourne Storm tonight, which will be really fun. I think we're gonna have dinner there, which is gonna be quite good because it's gonna be quite like carby and proteiny. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that I'm eating enough protein and enough carbs today to really fuel myself for tomorrow, and make sure I have the right food that I want for the morning to fuel myself, and just make sure all my stuff is set up because we're gonna be up at like 5 a.m. tomorrow. It's a very early start. So I don't wanna have to be scrambling in the morning. I want all my clothes ready, my number, my shoes, everything I'm taking with me ready to go. Anyway, I'm gonna have a tidy, I'm gonna have a coffee. We'll go from there. And I'm just getting everything ready for the morning because, as I said, we're going to be up really early, so I just don't want to be like rushing around trying to find anything in the morning. So I'm just going to figure out exactly what I want to wear. Let's check what the weather app is saying. So when we start, it's going to be like 8 degrees, which isn't actually too bad. And then it's going to get up to probably around 10. So we'll start the race in the dark and then we'll run like through the sunrise into the light, which hopefully will be really nice and beautiful. I think I'm gonna wear my jacket, my little run jacket, because if I get a bit hot I can just kind of roll up the sleeves and I think I'll be okay. It's not gonna be like hot. Shoes, my running trainers with my insoles already in, ready to go. These shoes are so dirty, but that's what you get for having cream running trainers. And then my socks, I want some nice thick socks. I've run in these before. I know they're good, they're gonna stop me getting blisters. And then top, I just want something like small, thin underneath. I've run in this a few times as well, and it's like really nice, breathable. Brand is Rockwear. It's just kind of like a bit of a cropped sports top. These leggings, these are actually from Target, I think, but they're like some of my favorite running leggings. They are their Studio Performance collection, and they have these little pockets in the side. Really handy. And yeah, I definitely would run in something that you've run in before. Like, it's not the time to try out anything new. And then, as mentioned, my black running jacket, freshly washed, ready to rock and roll. This also has zip pockets just in case, but I don't think I'll need them. I'm just kind of figuring out whether I 100% want to wear my vest. I think I will because it's so handy for like water, electrolytes. I know there will be water stations and electrolyte stations along the way. One, I find it kind of annoying to either stop and get the water or like sip out of those cups while you're running. Like, it's a bit faffy. I think it'll probably be just a lot easier to have them on me, and then I also like don't have to wait for the stations. I can just have a sip whenever I want, which surely is better. My hair looks really short, it's not. And also I've got some more of my energy gels that I'll be eating along the way, so it's just easy, right? I can keep everything I need really accessible. And like having my phone in here I think is better, because if they are in my leggings that can kind of pull them down a bit, and I don't want anything to be like bothering me. So I think I will wear this, and I think it'd be okay if I have this up here and then I put the number like further down, like on my jacket. That should be fun. Okay, I will. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have water. I have 2 bottles in here, so I'm thinking I have one of water, one of Powerade, so I can get like electrolytes if I need. I'm also gonna take a lip balm because my lips get really dry. Not this one because it's basically run out, but I'll go get my other one. And then also my AirPods I'm gonna get because I need music to run. Is there anything else I need? I'm not gonna wear sunnies because it's not gonna be, it's gonna be dark when I start. I was thinking about maybe wearing a hat, but I don't know if I will need it. I think I'll just do my hair in like a high pony and then some hair grips to keep my fringe down. Maybe I'll do this in a plait as well, so it's not like bluster around, you know, keep it secure. I feel like I should have eaten more carbs today, and I'm drinking so much water. I finished one of my bottle full. I'm gonna refill and try and drink another one. I'm gonna actually have a stretch now. I'm gonna get out my mat and have a good full stretch of everything so that I'm just feeling as loose and free and unachy as possible for tomorrow. Oh my gosh, a sports bra. I knew I was getting something. Good sports bra makes a big difference. How did I nearly forget that? I would have remembered in the morning, don't you worry. What, an underwear? What underwear do I want to run in? I want to show you my underwear selection. I love both of these, but this one's like more padded and I feel like surely that's better, you know what I mean? So I think we'll go with this. And it's newer, so I feel like the elastic is a bit more sturdy. Nice thick crossover straps, holding everything in place. Okay, now I think that's everything. Time to stretch. Currently 5:13 in the morning. It is half marathon day. I'm scared. I'm feeling a little bit tired. I did not get quite as much sleep as I would have hoped, but it is what it is at this point. We're just gonna push through, tying up my hair, doing my skincare, and then I need to eat something ASAP. Time is of the essence this morning. There is not time for dillying nor dallying. This needs to be secure. I also ideally need to have a bit of a stretch and a roll out because my calves are feeling a little bit tight, which is not what we want, obviously. Secure. Okay, I gotta rush. Good morning, my friends. Happy Monday. I didn't end up filming much, or I don't know if anything, to be honest, on this camera yesterday. It was all a bit of a rush of a day in the morning, and then the rest of the day I was exhausted. I did film some clips on my phone for a reel, so I will insert some footage somewhere of the day, but I just wanted to catch you up on the whole experience. It was a very early start. It was a 5 a.m. start. I was feeling very nervous, I won't lie. Like when we were at the Melbourne Storm on Saturday night, we had a really good time, by the way. That was really fun. But I was definitely feeling a bit nervous that evening and like didn't sleep great because I just had like kind of just butterflies going on. So yeah, I was feeling pretty nervous Sunday morning. Chris was as well. We were in the same boat, but we had a good breakfast. We had peanut butter on toast with banana and like honey, so lots of energy dense foods. I had a coffee. I had some like BCAAs and some like electrolytes and stuff before we started because I wanted to go in there properly fueled with everything I could need. And I do think that helped, like the breakfast helped. And then we got to the event around 6. Our wave was starting at like 6:45, 6:50. So we had a bit of time in the event, got our bearings, got our numbers on, did like a bit of a warm up. And yeah, when we started the race, it was dark. The sun probably came up around like the 5K-ish mark for us. And it was a really cool atmosphere. There was like, I can't remember how many people in total were running, but there was like thousands and thousands. The event was Run Melbourne, by the way, which is one of Melbourne's biggest events. There was 25,000 people there, and I don't know if that was just for the half marathon or like for all the different events, because there was a half marathon, 10K, 5K, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a huge event. The atmosphere was really, really good. There was like different acts along the way. There was like a guy playing bagpipes at one point. There was like a group of people drumming. Like there was a lot of people along the way to like provide entertainment and obviously people supporting, which is amazing. In terms of the whole run itself, I definitely found it one of my hardest to date for several reasons. Obviously it's a long distance. I've only ever done like a full half marathon a couple of times, so it's a long way. My Strava, which I had on my headphones, that was like telling me when I hit each kilometer and my pace and everything, was not syncing correctly to the course. So it was saying in my ear, like I've hit 2K, but then I'd still have to run a little bit to actually get to the 2K flag on the course. So I was getting really confused as to what pace I was going, basically. I had no real concept of how fast I was going, and I was really stressed because my goal was to do it in under 2 hours. And I was really stressed of like missing that by a couple of seconds or like a minute. I knew I'd be so upset with myself. So I was going like quicker than I needed to try and make sure that I hit. And when I was trying to calculate it in my head, I was going like just about the right speed to hit it. But obviously I'd calculated it wrong. I don't know. It's confusing because it's like 21.1 kilometers in 2 hours. It's quite hard to calculate that in your head while you're running and distracted. So yeah, in hindsight, I could have slowed down a bit, but I didn't know that and I was really paranoid. So I ran faster than I've ever run, which is great. I definitely know that I pushed myself to my absolute limit and I definitely worked as hard as I possibly could, which was not so fun at the time, but now looking back, I feel very proud of how hard I pushed myself. The first around 10K was like pretty flat. There was a couple of little inclines, but it was pretty nice and comfortable. After that, it started to get a bit up and down hilly. If you know Melbourne, around the like Botanical Gardens and Faulkner Park. So there was a lot of up and down for like maybe 3-4Ks. And at that point, I started to definitely struggle, not enjoy myself. It was all very mental at that point, the battle. I could have definitely stopped physically. I definitely wanted to stop. But I just kept saying to myself, like, this is more of a mental battle than a physical. Like, your body's still moving. It's all in your head. Like, pain is mental. Like, all these little mantras I was trying to tell myself, which is not true. If you're in like severe pain, please stop. But I wasn't like injured or anything. I just wasn't having a good time and it was very hard, basically. Anyway, I pushed on. I saw Chris a few times on the course. I kept trying to see him every time there was like a loop. Because obviously like you go and come back on yourself. So when I was running, I was watching for him coming back. And I did see him at 2 points. And I was really close behind him, which was surprising to me. And I think to him, he was like looking in the crowd for me. And then I came like a lot sooner than he expected. And he was like, oh, what are you doing here?
Ariana, what are you doing here?
So that was funny and a really, really nice boost to see him on the course. Just like a wave and a high five and just kind of boosted my morale a bit. And then my friend Sophie came to Faulkner Park. Yeah, I spotted her cheering, which was really nice. And again, it just gives like such a good boost of energy and like morale. At that point, I was really like struggling. So to see her there, one, to be able to look out for her to keep me distracted, and two, to actually see her and like have that support and like a boost of happiness and energy just helps so much. So that was a really nice treat around 15K. Anyway, everything after that, I was not having a good time. I just wanted to be done. The last, I'd say the last like 3K were just like, get this over with. And then at the very, very end, up to where the finish line is, there was a massive hill. I'd looked at the course map, but I didn't really realize there was a big hill at the end. I thought it was all gonna be quite flat. And how cruel is that? Like literally 300 meters from the end, massive uphill. Unnecessary, unfair, unhappy with it. So that was awful. Chris slowed down a bit there as well. I think he stopped for a second to look for me, at which point I caught up with him, but we didn't really see each other. We crossed the finish line like around the same time, but we didn't see each other until after, and I caught him and I was like, where are you? And he just finished. So that's funny. We both finished around the same time. Yeah, I tell you what, that feeling of crossing the finish line was amazing because it was so hard. But I was so proud of myself when it was done, and I did it in 1 hour, 55 minutes and 15 seconds, which is by far the fastest I've ever run any sort of long distance in, maybe even any short distance in. I think my average was about like 5:15, 5:20 or something kilometers. Again, my Strava was off, so it's hard to know like what my actual accurate splits were, because it was saying I ran like 21.8 rather than 21.1. Yeah, felt very, very proud of myself and of Chris because he found it really hard as well. But we both pushed through and managed to do it in a really good time and like much below what our goals were. So feeling exhausted but proud of myself. Had some of my friends come to the end, which was really lovely. Brought me flowers, which are in this vase over here, which were beautiful and just very sweet of them. And again, just like really boosts your morale and experience of the day when people are there to support you. So very grateful for them. We kind of just wandered around the event village for a bit. My friend Alex was running the 10K, so we were waiting for him to finish that. And then we went and had some brunch, which was delicious. We were so exhausted. Chris was literally like falling asleep in the booth when we were having our little brunch afterwards. But we definitely needed some fuel. Then we came home and I slept for like 3 or 4 hours, just completely conked out. We were so tired. Obviously I had a shower before that. And then the rest of the evening, and honestly this morning, I just felt like hungover. I've been drinking so much water. Like I've drank liters and liters of water. I've drank Powerade since we finished, and I just can't seem to like quench my thirst. And yeah, I just feel very dehydrated. My legs are destroyed. I can barely walk this morning. I can't bend down. That's for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to fill you in on the whole experience, feeling absolutely wrecked, but very proud that we've done it. I also mentioned before that we were running to raise money for Prostate Cancer UK. Yeah, I'll pop the Just Giving link down below. I think we're gonna leave it open for a few more days just to give people a last minute opportunity to donate. So if you would like to donate, we would appreciate it so much. Any support you can give, even if you can't support financially, please click on the link and have a read of the message I put on there, because there's a couple of very important messages in there that I would love for you to read and pass along to friends and family. So please make sure you do that. Very worthwhile cause, a very incredible cause. So go check that out. And yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here as an absolutely broken woman. I do have my wardrobe clear out video coming soon. I'm like editing that, filming that as I'm filming this. So it's all a bit all over the place, but it'll be a very satisfying one to watch. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more content in the future. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.